Hello students, have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered what are those shining dots? Are they all stars? Where is our Earth in this huge universe? Today, in just a few minutes, we are going to quickly revise everything about stars, constellations, planets, moon, asteroids, comets, our solar system, and even our galaxy, the Milky Way. This is your complete one-shot revision, simple, clear, and perfect for exams. So stay focused, imagine the night sky above you, and let's begin our journey beyond Earth. Nubra is a beautiful region in Ladakh, a place surrounded by tall mountains. Because it is located at a high altitude and far away from big cities, the weather there is mostly clear and cloudless. So, Nubra has almost no air pollution and no light pollution. In cities, smoke from vehicles and bright street lights make it difficult to see stars clearly. But in Nubra, the sky remains dark and clean. That is why at night you can see thousands of stars shining brightly with your naked eyes in Nubra. When the sky is clear like this, people can observe stars very clearly. Watching the night sky fills people with wonder and curiosity. Naturally, questions come to mind. How big are the stars? How far away they are? In ancient times, stars were not just beautiful to look at, they were very useful. Travelers and caravans used certain stars to find directions while traveling long distances. Before compasses and GPS were invented, the stars guided people at night. When we look at the sky carefully, we often try to connect stars with imaginary lights. These connected patterns look like animals, objects, or shapes. These patterns are called constellations. The same group of stars can form different patterns depending on how a person connects them. More than one pattern can be formed in the sky by selecting different groups of stars. People often create stories related to the shapes they imagine in the sky. This shows that imagination plays an important role in identifying patterns among stars. When different people observe the same stars, their patterns, names, and stories may be different. This happens because each person imagines the shapes in their own way. At night, when we look at the sky, we can see many stars. Some stars shine very brightly while others look faint or dim. Remember, stars produce their own light. They do not depend on any other source for shining. In ancient times, watching the night sky was a common and enjoyable activity. Our ancestors carefully observed these patterns and connected them with animals, objects, or characters from their stories. Different cultures created their own names and stories for these star patterns. These imaginary shapes made it easier for people to recognize and remember the stars. Recognizing star patterns was not just for fun, it was very useful. In olden times, before modern technology and even before the magnetic compass was invented, people depended on stars to find directions. Sailors used stars when traveling across the sea, and travelers used them on land. Even today, star navigation is kept as a backup method. So, in earlier times when people saw a group of stars forming patterns, they called these patterns constellations. At that time, the focus was mainly on the shape formed by the stars. Today, the meaning has become slightly broader. A constellation now refers to a fixed region of the sky that includes a particular group of stars. However, even now we commonly use the word constellation to talk about the pattern of stars itself. To make these patterns easy to recognize, stars are connected using imaginary lights. These lines are not really present in the sky, they are drawn only to help us identify the shapes clearly. One famous constellation is Orion. It is often imagined as a hunter. In the middle of the Orion, there are three bright stars in a straight line, which represent the belt of the hunter. According to some stories, Orion the hunter is followed by his dog, which is the constellation Canis Major. The hunter and his dog are imagined to be fighting a bull, which is the constellation Taurus. In Canis Major, there is a very important star called Sirius. Sirius is the brightest star in the night sky. In earlier times, different cultures identified constellations in their own way. The boundaries of constellations were not the same everywhere. This created confusion because the same group of stars could belong to different constellations in different cultures. To solve this problem, an international organization called the International Astronomical Union, that is IAU, stepped in during the early 20th century. The IAU officially defined clear and fixed boundaries for constellations. They listed 88 constellations and divided the entire sky into 88 regions. Today, these 88 fixed regions of the sky are officially called constellations. In Indian astronomy, the word nakshatra is used to refer to either a single star or a group of stars. For example, Ardra is the name used in Indian astronomy for a star called Betelgeuse, which is located in the constellation Orion. Another example is Kritika, which refers to a group of stars known as Pleiades. These stars are found in the constellation Taurus. Similarly, the star Aldebaran, which is also in the constellation Taurus, is known as Rohini in Indian astronomy. This shows that Indian astronomy has its own traditional names for stars and star groups. There are two well-known star patterns called the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. These are easy to recognize patterns in the night sky. The Little Dipper contains an important star called the Polaris, also known as the pole star. Polaris looks almost fixed in the sky and does not appear to move like the other stars. It is located at the north direction, and because it remains nearly fixed, it helps people to find the north direction, especially in the northern hemisphere. This made the pole star very useful for navigation in earlier times. The Big Dipper is not a separate constellation. It is actually a part of a larger constellation called Ursa Major. Similarly, the Little Dipper is part of another constellation called the Ursa Minor. In India, the Big Dipper is traditionally known as Saptarishi. The name means 7 sages, referring to the 7 bright stars in that pattern. The pole star, also known as Polaris, is called Dhruvatara in India. Besides common regional constellation stories, many forest and tribal communities in India have their own unique star stories. For example, in the Big Dipper, 4 stars form a shape like a rectangle. Some tribes in central India imagine these 4 stars as a grandmother's god. The other 3 stars are imagined as 3 thieves trying to steal the god. Fishermen living around the Konkan coast imagine the same 4 stars as a boat and the remaining 3 stars as the neck of the boat. This shows that the same group of stars can be imagined differently by different communities. On a clear and cloudless night, we can see a large number of stars in the sky. However, in big cities, the sky is often not very clear and only a few stars are visible. This happens because of light pollution, smoke and dust. Light pollution means the presence of excessive artificial light at night. Street lights, buildings, vehicles and advertisements produce the bright light, which makes it difficult to see stars clearly. In villages or places with less light pollution, more stars can be seen because the sky is darker. Sometimes, tall buildings and trees around our house may block our view of the sky. That is why the night sky is best seen from open and dark areas. It is also important to understand that not all stars and constellations are visible from every place on Earth or on every night of the year. For example, the Polaris or the Pole Star is not visible from the southern hemisphere. To identify a star or constellation, we must also know its pattern and where to look for it in the sky. To become familiar with constellations, we can study pictures and star maps. Today, we can also use sky mapping mobile apps and online resources to know when and where a star or constellation will be visible from our location. Light pollution is increasing rapidly all over the world. Because of this, it is becoming more difficult to see, enjoy, and study objects in the night sky. Due to growing light pollution, special places called dark sky reserves and parks have been created in different parts of the world. In these places, artificial light is carefully controlled so that the sky remains dark. These dark areas help scientists to carry out research and allow people to observe stars clearly. There are also several organizations working to spread awareness about light pollution. They educate people on how to reduce unnecessary artificial lighting and protect the natural dark sky. Today, technology helps us easily identify stars, constellations, and even planets. Sky Map is a mobile app that helps in identifying stars, constellations, and planets directly from a smartphone. By pointing the phone towards the sky, the app shows the names and positions of celestial objects. Another similar app is Stellarium. It is available as a mobile app and it also has a computer version. The computer version of Stellarium is free to download and provides many useful features for studying and observing the night sky. If you truly want to enjoy the night sky, the first thing you need is darkness. Not just a little dark, properly dark. That means choosing an open area away from street lights, houses, tall buildings and trees. The clearer the sky, the more stars you will see. Next comes planning. You cannot just step outside randomly and expect to see everything. You must choose the right date and time depending on what you want to observe. A moonless and cloudless night is the best choice because even the moon's light can hide faint stars. For example, the Polaris or the pole star is not very bright. So, if the moon is shining strongly, it becomes difficult to spot. Technology can help you. A sky map app on your phone or printed constellation pictures will guide you. A magnetic compass helps you find directions. A notebook helps you record what you observe because real observation needs noticing details. When you reach the spot, don't start searching immediately. Wait for about 30 minutes. Your eyes need time to adjust to the darkness. After that, suddenly many more stars will appear. This is called dark adaptation. Once your eyes adjust, you can easily identify the Big Dipper and from there you can locate the pole star. And remember, night sky observation should always be done with adults. Safety comes first. If you want to find the Big Dipper, summer evenings are the best. Around 9 p.m., look towards the northern part of the sky, just above the horizon. The Big Dipper is quite easy to recognize because it looks like a ladle or a cup with a handle. Once you find the Big Dipper, it can help you locate the Polaris, that is pole star. Focus on the two stars at the end of the cup of the Big Dipper. These two stars are called pointer stars because they help in finding the pole star. Now, imagine a straight line passing through these two stars and extending towards the north. If you follow this imaginary line to a distance about 5 times the gap between those two stars, you will see a star that is not very bright. That star is the pole star. You can also look for the bright constellation Orion, which is easy to recognize because of the 3 stars in a straight line forming its belt. Near Orion, you can see Sirius, which is the brightest star in the night sky. In India, the constellation Orion is best seen between December and April after sunset. During these months, it appears clearly in the night sky. The easiest way to identify Orion is by looking for 3 bright stars in a short straight line. These 3 stars form the belt of the hunter, which makes Orion easy to recognize. Once Orion is identified, it becomes easy to find the very bright star, Sirius. To locate Sirius, imagine a straight line passing through the 3 belt stars of Orion. Extend this line towards the east. Along this imaginary line, you will see a very bright star. That star is Sirius. Our solar system. The sun is actually a star. It is a star that is closest to the earth. The sun is an extremely hot spherical ball made mainly of gases. It gives out a huge amount of energy, which is why it shines so brightly. The sun produces heat and light, and it is the main source of energy for Earth. Without the sun, life on Earth would not be possible. Now, how big is the sun? The sun is about 100 times bigger than the Earth in diameter. Even though it is so huge, it looks small in the sky because it is very far away from us. However, compared to other stars, the sun is much closer to Earth. That is why it appears bigger than other stars. Other stars are much farther away, so they look like tiny points of light, even though some of them are actually bigger than the sun. During the daytime, we cannot see other stars because the sun's brightness is extremely strong and hides their light. Apart from the stars, there are many other objects in the sky. The Earth, the sun, and several other objects together form the solar system. Most of these objects move around the sun. This movement of an object around the sun is called revolution. Since the sun is the brightest object in the sky and the main source of light and heat on Earth, many ancient civilizations considered it sacred and worshipped it as a deity. In India, the sun is worshipped as Surya. The heat from the sun keeps the earth warm at a suitable temperature. If the earth were too cold or too hot, life would not be possible. Sunlight is essential for plants. Plants use sunlight to make their food through a process called photosynthesis. Plants provide food and oxygen, which are necessary for animals and humans to survive. The sun also controls many natural processes on Earth. It is responsible for climate, seasons, weather, water cycle, winds. All these processes are necessary to support and sustain life on Earth. After the sun, the nearest star to Earth is Proxima Centauri. Proxima Centauri is extremely far away compared to the sun. Its distance is about 269,000 astronomical units, that is AU. An astronomical unit, AU, is the distance between the Earth and the sun. So, Proxima Centauri is 269,000 times farther from us than the sun. Because of this enormous distance, even though Proxima Centauri is a star like the sun, it appears as a tiny point of light in the night sky. Next, let's learn about the planets. A planet is a large, nearly spherical object that revolves around the sun. Our Earth is a planet because it revolves around the sun. It takes nearly 1 year to complete one revolution. Like Earth, there are other planets that also revolve around the sun. There are 8 planets in our solar system. In order of increasing distance from the sun, they are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. The 4 planets closest to the sun, that is Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, are small in size and made of rock, unlike the outer planets, which are mostly made of gas. From ancient times, people in India gave traditional names to the planets visible to the naked eye. Mercury is called as Buddha, Venus, Shukra, Earth, Prithvi, Mars, Mangala, Jupiter, Brihaspati or Guru, and Saturn is called Shani. These names were used in astronomy, astrology, and cultural stories and are still remembered today. While the Earth revolves around the Sun, it is also rotating on its axis. One complete rotation of the Earth takes about 24 hours, which we call a day. Like Earth, other planets also rotate on their axis while they revolve around the Sun. This rotation is what makes day and night possible on Earth. Not all planets look the same when we see them from Earth. Venus is very bright in the sky and can be seen at dawn or dusk. Because of this, it is often called the morning star or evening star, even though it is not the real star. Mars is called the red planet because its soil is reddish, giving it a reddish appearance. A large part of Earth is covered with water. From space, this makes Earth appear blue, which is why it is also called the blue planet. The four outermost planets, that is Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, are much larger than Earth and are mostly made of gases, which is why they are called gas giants. These giant planets often have large flat rings around them. The rings are made of dust particles and rocky materials. Planets get most of their energy from the Sun, so closer planets are generally hotter. Farther planets are generally colder. However, a planet's atmosphere can trap heat, changing its temperature. Example, Venus is hotter than Mercury, even though it is farther from the Sun, because its thick atmosphere traps heat. Among all planets, Venus is the easiest to identify because it shines very brightly in the sky. After the Sun and the Moon, Venus is the brightest object visible from Earth. Other planets that can be seen with the naked eye include Mercury, Mars, Jupiter and Saturn. These planets are very far from Earth, so they look like tiny shining dots similar to stars. But there is a way to tell planets apart from stars. Stars twinkle because of the atmosphere of Earth. Planets shine steadily without twinkling. So, when you see a bright object that does not twinkle, it is likely a planet. There is another object called Pluto, which lies farther from the Sun than Neptune. It also revolves around the Sun. Pluto is smaller than Earth's moon. When Pluto was first discovered, it was classified as a planet. Later, astronomers discovered many other small objects beyond Neptune. To clarify what counts as a planet, the International Astronomical Union, that is IAU, redefined the definition of a planet in 2006. According to this new definition, smaller objects like Pluto are no longer considered full planets. Instead, they are called dwarf planets. Venus can be seen for most of the year either at dawn or dusk. At dawn, look for Venus in the eastern sky just before sunrise. At dusk, look for it in the western sky just after sunset. While many celestial objects can be seen with the naked eye, they appear brighter and larger when viewed using instruments. A pair of binoculars can make stars and planets appear clearer. A telescope is even more powerful. It can help us see dim objects that are not visible to the naked eye. Sometimes schools or astronomy clubs organize sky watching events where you may get the chance to view planets, stars and other objects through a telescope. Many organizations help students experience the night sky directly. Higher education institutions often conduct night sky watching activities for school students. There are many amateur astronomy clubs across the country that organize sky watching events regularly. Museums and planetariums also organize events where students can observe stars, planets, and other celestial objects. These activities give students a hands-on experience of the night sky, making learning about astronomy more interesting and fun. Natural satellites. Objects that move around planets are called satellites. Satellites are smaller than planets. Moons are natural satellites of planets. For example, Earth has one moon, Mars has two moons, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune have many moons. In general, any object that revolves around a much larger object can be called a satellite. For instance, Earth itself can be considered a satellite of the Sun because it revolves around it. The Moon is the Earth's natural satellite and our nearest neighbor in space. The Moon takes about 27 days to complete one revolution around the Earth. Unlike Earth, the Moon has hardly any atmosphere. The Moon is about 1/4 the diameter of Earth. The Moon's surface has many circular bowl-like structures called craters. Most craters were formed by asteroids or space rocks hitting the Moon. Because the Moon has no atmosphere, water, or life, these craters remain unchanged for a very long time. Humans have sent spacecraft to study the Moon. India has launched 3 Chandrayaan missions and plans more missions. The Moon is about 384,000 kilometers away from Earth. India has made significant efforts to explore the Moon through its Chandrayaan missions. Chandrayaan-1 in 2008 was India's first mission to study the Moon. Chandrayaan-2 in 2019 was the second mission for lunar exploration. Chandrayaan-3 was launched in July 2023. Its Vikram lander carrying the Pragyan rover successfully soft-landed on 23rd August 2023. With Chandrayaan-3, India became the first country to land near the Moon's south pole, a region that is little explored. To celebrate this achievement, the Government of India declared 23 August as National Space Day. Chandrayaan-4 is the upcoming mission aims to bring back soil and rock samples from the Moon. These missions have improved our understanding of the Moon and its surface. Asteroids. Not all objects in the solar system are large and spherical. Some are small, rocky, and irregular in shape. These are called asteroids. Most asteroids revolve around the Sun. Many are found in a region between Mars and Jupiter called the asteroid belt. Occasionally, some asteroids pass very close to Earth. Asteroids can vary in size from 10 meters to about 500 kilometers. Comets. Comets are visitors from the outer regions of the solar system. They are made up of dust, gases, rocks, and ice. Comets have long tails which form when the frozen material evaporates as the comet approaches the Sun. Tail disappears as the comet moves away from the Sun, making it invisible to the naked eye. Many comets revolve around the Sun and approach it periodically. Some comets escape the solar system, break up, or fall into the Sun or planets. One famous comet is Halley's Comet. It appears once in every 76 years. Its last appearance was in 1986. Different cultures and languages had their own names for comets. In Sanskrit, a comet is called Dhumketu. Some Indian tribes call it Pucha Taro, that is star with a tail, or Zendia Taro, that is star like a flag. Earlier, many cultures feared comets, believing they brought bad luck. But now we know that the comets are just icy, rocky objects visiting the Sun with no connection to luck or events on Earth. The solar system is made up of Sun, our star, largest and heaviest object, which produces almost all energy. Then 8 planets and their moons, and smaller objects like asteroids, comets, and other celestial bodies. All objects except the sun shine by reflecting sunlight. On a moonless night, if you are in a dark place away from city lights, you can see a faint band of light stretching across the sky from north to south. This band is called the Milky Way galaxy, also known in India as Akashaganga. The galaxy contains millions to billions of stars. Our solar system is part of the Milky Way galaxy. It's like looking at a tiny portion of our home galaxy, visible as a soft glowing trail of stars in the night sky. Beyond the Milky Way galaxy, there are many other galaxies in outer space. Scientists study these galaxies to understand stars, galaxies, and the universe. Regarding life beyond Earth, we do not yet know if life exists elsewhere in the universe. The search focuses mainly on exoplanets, which are planets revolving around other stars in our galaxy. So far, no evidence of life has been found, but the search continues. Exploring galaxies and exoplanets helps scientists learn more about the universe and the possibility of life beyond Earth. So, the sky is divided into regions called constellations, which are groups of stars forming patterns. The pole star appears stationary in the north direction and helps locate north in northern hemisphere. Stars twinkle while planets shine steadily. The sun is a star the closest to the earth, producing heat and light. The sun is the main source of energy for life on earth and affects climate, seasons, weather, and water cycle. A planet is a large, nearly spherical object that revolves around the sun. 8 planets in order from the sun are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars are rocky and smaller. Outer planets, that is Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, are large gas giants, often with rings. The Earth revolves around the sun in nearly 1 year and rotates on its axis in 24 hours. Venus is bright and seen at dawn or dusk. Mars is the red planet and Earth is the blue planet. Pluto is now classified as a dwarf planet. Objects moving around planets are called satellites. Moons are natural satellites. Earth has 1 moon, Mars has 2, and outer planets have many moons. The moon revolves around Earth in 27 days. The moon has craters from asteroid impacts and no atmosphere. India has explored the moon through Chandrayaan missions. 1, 2, 3, and 4 is planned. Asteroids, small, rocky, irregular objects, many in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Comets are icy, rocky objects with tails near the sun. Famous comet is Halley's Comet, which appears every 76 years. In Sanskrit, it is called Dhumketu, and in Indian tribal languages, Pucha Taro or Zendia Taro. The solar system is Sun and 8 planets with moons, asteroids, comets, and other small objects. All objects shine by reflecting sunlight except the sun. The Milky Way galaxy, that is Akashaganga, is visible as a faint band of light on dark, moonless nights. Our solar system belongs to the Milky Way. Many other galaxies exist in the universe. So with this, we have completed the one-shot revision of the chapter Beyond Earth. I hope you found it easy to understand. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. We will see you again in our next video. Bye bye.